My girlfriend said, "I've fallen in love with someone else." I simply replied, "We're done." That same night, I packed up her things and asked her to leave. I even changed the locks. A month later, she came back full of regret, only to see me standing with someone else. That's when she broke down in tears. My name is Alex Chun. I'm 32 years old, and I work as a software architect for a mid-sized fintech company in Seattle. I'm not rich, but I do well for myself. 6 figures, comfortable apartment in Capitol Hill, decent car. Nothing flashy. I've always been the type to save money, invest smartly, and avoid unnecessary drama. My parents immigrated here with nothing, and they taught me the value of stability and hard work. I thought I'd found someone who shared those values. Her name was Lauren. We'd been together for 3 years. She moved into my place about 18 months ago. She worked in marketing, social media campaigns, influencer partnerships, that sort of thing. The pay wasn't great, but she loved it. I never minded covering more of the bills. I figured we were building something together. I was wrong. It was a Tuesday night in late September when everything fell apart. I'd come home early from work, around 6:30 instead of my usual 8. I'd wrapped up a major project deployment, and my boss told me to take it easy for the evening. I remember feeling good, thinking maybe I'd surprise Lauren with takeout from that Thai place she loved on Pike Street. When I walked in, she was sitting on the couch with her phone, and something about her expression made my stomach drop. She looked caught, guilty. She quickly locked her screen and set it face down on the cushion next to her. "You're home early," she said. Not, "Hey, babe," or "How was your day?" Just a flat statement. "Yeah, finished early. What's going on?" She took a breath. A long one. The kind of breath you take before jumping off a diving board. Then she looked at me with these eyes, not quite sad, not quite defiant. Somewhere in between. "Alex, we need to talk." I set my laptop bag down slowly. The apartment suddenly felt smaller. "Okay. I don't know how to say this, so I'm just going to say it." She paused, her fingers twisting together. "I've fallen in love with someone else." The words hung in the air like smoke. I didn't move, didn't blink. My brain was trying to process what she'd just said, running through possibilities, searching for some alternate meaning. "His name is Connor. We met at a work conference in July. It just happened. I didn't plan it. But I can't keep lying to you. You deserve to know the truth." I stood there for maybe 10 seconds. My brain was processing it in this weird, detached way, like watching a movie of my own life, like I was floating somewhere near the ceiling looking down at this scene. "We're done," I said. My voice came out calmer than I expected. She blinked. "Alex, wait. Can we talk about this?" "No. We're done. Pack your things." "Tonight?" "Alex, come on. Tonight." I walked past her into the bedroom and grabbed 2 large suitcases from the closet. I threw them on the bed and started pulling her clothes off the hangers, emptying her drawers. She followed me in, her voice rising with each word. "You're not even going to let me explain?" "Alex, I still care about you." I turned to face her. "You care about me? You've been cheating on me for 2 months, and you care about me." "It's not like that." I was confused. I didn't know how to tell you. I've been torn apart inside. "Get your things, Lauren. You've got 1 hour." She stared at me like she'd never seen me before. I think part of her expected me to cry, to beg, to ask her to stay and work it out, to fight for her. But I've never been that guy. My dad always told me, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Don't wait for a second demonstration. She packed in silence, tears streaming down her face. I helped her carry the suitcases to her car, a Honda CR-V I'd helped her make payments on last year when she was between jobs. She tried to hug me at the door. I stepped back. "Where am I supposed to go?" she asked, her voice small and broken. "Call Connor." Her face twisted. "Alex, please." "Goodbye, Lauren." She drove away around 9:30. The moment her taillights disappeared down the street, I called a locksmith. $200 for an emergency late-night service. He showed up at 11, a guy named Bill with a weathered face and a tool belt, and had new locks installed by midnight. I paid him in cash, thanked him, and went to bed. I didn't cry. I didn't throw things. I didn't sit up drinking whiskey and looking at old photos. I just lay there in the dark, staring at the ceiling, feeling this strange numbness spread through my chest like frost. Update 1. The next morning, I woke up at 6:15 like I always do. I made coffee, took a shower, got dressed, and went to work like nothing had happened. My coworker Priya noticed something was off during our stand-up meeting. You okay? She asked afterward, catching me by the coffee machine. Lauren and I broke up. Oh my God, Alex. I'm so sorry. What happened? She cheated. It's done. I'm good. Priya's eyes went wide. Jesus. When did this happen? Last night. Last night. And you're here. Where else would I be? She didn't have an answer for that. She just squeezed my shoulder and told me to let her know if I needed anything. But I wasn't fine. Not in the way you'd expect, though. I wasn't heartbroken. I was angry. The more I thought about it over the next few days, the angrier I got. 3 years. 18 months of living together. I'd been planning to propose next spring. I'd already started looking at rings. Nothing crazy expensive, but something meaningful. A sapphire because she always said diamonds were cliché. And she threw it away for some guy she met at a conference. On Friday, 4 days after the breakup, she started texting me. Lauren, can we please talk? I didn't respond. Lauren, Alex, I made a mistake. I miss you. I miss us. Delete. Lauren, please. Just give me a chance to explain. You didn't even let me tell you my side. I stared at that message for a full minute. Her side? What side could there possibly be? She cheated. End of story. Block. I blocked her on everything. Texts, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. I didn't want to hear from her. I didn't want to see her face. I wanted her erased from my life like she'd never existed. My friends thought I was being cold. My buddy Jamal, who I've known since college, came over that weekend with beer and pizza. Man, you sure you're handling this okay? He asked, settling onto my couch. You seem, I don't know, too calm. What do you want me to do? Cry into a pillow? Maybe? I don't know. This is weird. You were with her for 3 years. And she was cheating on me for 2 months. What's there to be sad about? He didn't have an answer for that. He just cracked open a beer and changed the subject to the Seahawks game. But here's the thing. I wasn't just sitting around feeling sorry for myself. I was doing something about it. Not in a creepy, stalker way. Just taking stock. See, Lauren had expensive taste. Designer handbags, nice dinners, weekend trips to Portland or Vancouver. I'd paid for most of it. She made decent money, around 50 grand a year, but she spent it as fast as it came in. I never minded because I thought we were building towards something. A future. Marriage. Maybe kids someday. Now I realized I'd been financing her little affair. Those girls' weekends she took in August? I'd bet money Connor was there. That new purse she bought in July. I probably paid for it indirectly by covering her half of rent. So I went through my finances. Every credit card statement. Every Venmo transaction. Every PayPal receipt. I made a spreadsheet. Over the past year alone, I'd spent nearly $35,000 on her. Rent she never contributed to, trips, dinners, clothes, her car insurance when she was between paychecks, that emergency root canal she needed in March. I wasn't trying to get the money back. I just wanted to know exactly what I'd wasted. $35,000. I could have bought a decent used car. I could have taken a month-long trip to Europe. I could have invested it and watched it grow. Instead, I'd spent it on someone who was sleeping with another man behind my back. Then something interesting happened. Update 2. 2 weeks after the breakup, I matched with someone on Hinge. Her name was Kelsey. She was a veterinarian, 28 years old, with this bright smile and curly auburn hair that caught the light in her photos. We grabbed coffee on a Saturday morning at a place in Fremont, and it was easy, natural. We talked for 3 hours without realizing it. So you're recently single? She asked, stirring her latte. 3 weeks ago. That's pretty recent. Are you sure you're ready to be dating? I considered lying, softening it. But I decided on honesty. Honestly, yeah, it ended clean. No lingering feelings. She raised an eyebrow. That's rare. She cheated. Made it easy. Yeah, that'll do it. She paused. I'm sorry that happened to you. Don't be. Better I found out now than after we got married. Were you going to get married? I was thinking about it. Not anymore. She smiled. Well, their loss is my gain, I guess. We saw each other again that Tuesday. Then that Friday. By the 3rd week of October, we were spending most evenings together. I wasn't trying to rush into anything serious, and neither was she, but it felt good. She was kind. Funny. She didn't play games or send mixed signals. She said what she meant and meant what she said. And she had her life together. Owned her own small animal clinic, had a house in Ballard, drove a paid-off Subaru Outback. She didn't need me for anything. She just liked me. For me, it was refreshing. Like breathing clean air after being in a smoky room for years. Then, In early November, Lauren showed up. It was a Saturday afternoon. Kelsey and I had just gotten back from a hike at Rattlesnake Ledge. We were standing in my apartment kitchen, laughing about how sore we were going to be tomorrow, when there was a knock at the door. I opened it, and there she was. Lauren. She looked rough, hair pulled back in a messy ponytail, no makeup, eyes red and puffy like she'd been crying for days. She was wearing sweatpants and an old hoodie I recognized as one she used to sleep in. "Alex," she said, her voice cracking. "Please. I need to talk to you." I felt Kelsey come up behind me, her presence warm and solid. "Who is this?" Kelsey asked, her tone neutral but curious. Lauren's eyes flicked to her, then back to me. Her face crumpled like paper. "You're with someone else already?" "We broke up over a month ago, Lauren." "What do you want?" "I made a mistake. Connor. He wasn't what I thought. It didn't work out. It's over. I miss you. I miss us. I miss everything we had." Kelsey put a hand on my shoulder. "Alex, do you want me to go?" "No," I said firmly. Then to Lauren, "We're done. I told you that the night you left. But you didn't even give me a chance to fix it. You just threw me out like I was nothing. You cheated on me for 2 months. There's nothing to fix." She started crying. Not delicate tears, full-on sobbing, the kind that shakes your whole body. "Please, Alex. I love you. I know I screwed up. I'll do anything. I'll go to therapy. I'll quit my job if you want. I'll prove to you that I've changed. You should go." "Alex." "Lauren, I'm asking you nicely. Leave. Don't make me ask again." She looked at Kelsey, then back at me. Her expression shifted from desperate to bitter in an instant. "This is who you replaced me with? You moved on that fast. What? Did you have her lined up the whole time?" "Don't do this," I said, my voice dropping low and dangerous. "Don't make yourself look worse than you already do." She stared at me for a long moment, tears still streaming down her face. I could see her trying to find something to say, some argument that would change my mind. But there was nothing. She'd played her hand and lost. Finally, she turned and ran back to her car, still crying. I watched her pull away, her brake lights flickering as she drove down the street. I closed the door. Kelsey was quiet for a second. Then she said, "That was your ex." "Yep. She seems like a piece of work. You have no idea." We didn't talk about it much after that. Kelsey wasn't the jealous type, and I appreciated that. She trusted me. But later that night, after she left, I sat on my couch and thought about Lauren's face. How shocked she'd looked, how broken. Part of me felt bad, but a bigger part of me felt nothing. Just relief that I'd dodged a bullet. Update 3. Lauren didn't stop after that day. Over the next 2 weeks, she tried everything. She sent flowers to my office, a huge bouquet of roses with a card that said, "I'm sorry. Please forgive me." My coworkers saw them before I did. Priya asked if Kelsey had sent them. When I told her they were from Lauren, she whistled low. "That's bold," she said. "That's desperate," I replied, and threw the whole arrangement in the trash. She left notes on my car. Long, handwritten letters apologizing, explaining, begging. I didn't read them. I just tore them up and tossed them. She showed up at the coffee shop I went to every morning and coincidentally walked in right after me. The first time, I pretended not to see her. The second time, I switched coffee shops. I ignored all of it. Then she started texting Kelsey. I don't know how she got Kelsey's number, probably from Instagram or maybe she did some digging online, but she sent her a long message. Kelsey showed it to me while we were having dinner at her place one night. The message read, "I don't know if Alex told you the whole story, but he's confused right now. He's hurt and he's acting out, but I know he still loves me. You're just a rebound. He'll realize that eventually and come back to me. I'm not trying to be mean, I'm just being honest. You should save yourself the heartbreak and walk away now." Kelsey looked at me calmly. "Is this true?" Not accusatory. Just checking. Not even a little bit. "Okay. Just making sure. I'm sorry she's doing this. I'll talk to her." "Don't. I already blocked her." She set her phone down and picked up her fork. "But Alex, if you're not over her, that's okay. You can be honest with me. I'd rather know now than 6 months from now. I am over her. Completely." She studied my face for a moment, then nodded. "Okay. I believe you." But the truth was, Lauren's desperation was starting to piss me off. It was one thing to try to get me back. It was another thing entirely to drag Kelsey into it. So I did something I probably shouldn't have. I called her. "Alex." She answered on the first ring, her voice hopeful and breathless. "Oh my God, I'm so glad you called. I knew you'd come around. Stop contacting Kelsey. Stop showing up at my work. Stop leaving notes on my car. Silence. I just want to talk. There's nothing to talk about. We're not getting back together. But I love you. You don't love me, Lauren. You love the stability I gave you. You love the fact that I paid for everything and never asked questions. You love having someone to fall back on when your bad decisions blow up in your face. That's not love. That's convenience. Silence again. Longer this time. What happened with Connor? I asked. He dumped you. Her voice cracked. He was still married. He lied to me. He said he was separated, but he wasn't. His wife found out about us and threatened to divorce him. So he cut me off. Blocked me on everything. Said it was a mistake and he needed to work on his marriage. I almost laughed. Almost. So you cheated on me with a married man, and when it blew up in your face, you came crawling back. I made a mistake. Yeah, you did. A big one. And now you have to live with it. Stop contacting me. Stop contacting Kelsey. Move on. I hung up before she could respond. Kelsey asked me about it later. I told her everything. The whole story, start to finish. The cheating, the breakup, the $35,000, Connor being married, all of it. She listened without interrupting, her eyes never leaving mine. When I finished, she said, "You know what I respect most about you? You don't play games. You know what you want, and you don't waste time on people who don't deserve you. Is that your way of saying you like me?" I asked, smiling. She kissed me. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Final update. It's been 6 months since Lauren showed up at my door. Kelsey and I are still together. We're talking about her moving in this summer, but we're taking it slow. No rush. She gets me in a way Lauren never did. She respects my boundaries, values my time, and doesn't expect me to carry her financially or emotionally. We split everything 50-50. We make decisions together. It's a partnership, not a dependency. As for Lauren, I heard through mutual friends that she moved to Portland. Apparently, she's dating someone new, a bartender, I think. Maybe a musician. The details were fuzzy. Good for her. I genuinely hope she figured her life out. I blocked her on everything, changed my routines, and never looked back. Some people thought I was heartless. My mom even called me one night and said, "Alex, are you sure you're not being too harsh? People make mistakes." Maybe she really did change. "Not mistakes like that, Mom," I'd said. "Some things you don't come back from." She sighed. "Okay, as long as you're happy." And I am. Happy, I mean. Happier than I was with Lauren, actually. Kelsey and I went to Japan last month. Her idea, her planning, split costs down the middle. We hiked Mount Fuji, stayed in a traditional ryokan in Kyoto, ate too much ramen in Osaka. It was perfect. She took pictures of everything, and she laughed at my terrible attempts to speak Japanese. We got matching omamori from a shrine in Tokyo for good luck. Sometimes I think about that night Lauren told me she'd fallen for someone else. How calm I was. How cold. Part of me wonders if I should have fought harder, demanded answers, made a scene. Made her explain every detail. Made her hurt the way I should have been hurting. But I don't think so. Some people don't deserve second chances. Some betrayals can't be undone with apologies and tears. And some relationships are better off ending quickly and cleanly than dragging on for months or years in painful, toxic limbo. My dad used to say, "When someone shows you who they are, believe them." Lauren showed me exactly who she was that night. And I believed her. I just wish I'd seen it sooner. The signs were probably there. The late nights at work events. The way she'd angle her phone away from me when she texted. The sudden interest in working out and buying new clothes. But I trusted her. I didn't want to be that guy who checks his girlfriend's phone or asks suspicious questions. I thought trust was enough. It wasn't. But that's okay. Because it led me here. To Kelsey. To a relationship built on honesty and mutual respect. To a life where I'm not constantly wondering if I'm being lied to. That's worth more than anything Lauren could ever give me. Edit 1. A few people have messaged asking if I ever got an apology from Lauren. The answer is no. Not a real one, anyway. She said, "I'm sorry about 100 times, but it was always followed by but, or you have to understand, or I was confused." That's not an apology. That's an excuse. A real apology takes full responsibility without conditions. Edit 2. Someone asked if Connor's wife ever reached out to me. She didn't. I don't even know her name. Part of me wanted to contact her and tell her what happened, but honestly, not my circus, not my monkeys. I stayed out of it. She had enough to deal with without me getting involved. Edit 3. Kelsey knows I wrote this. She read it over my shoulder while I was typing and just shook her head, laughing. You're still petty about it, aren't you? She said. Maybe a little. But mostly, I'm just grateful I dodged a bullet.